Hello, and welcome to today's Focus on the Test mini lesson. Welcome to all of our subscribers, and thank you very much for joining us. Also to our students, continue the excellent progress that you're making, and remember that your labor is not in vain. It will pay off in the end. If you're an adult seeking to earn your high school credential, be sure to check out our website at www.yourpathforadultlearners.com, where you can learn more about our online GED and HiSET program. So now on to our lesson for the day. So now here's what a test item may look like, and here we have our directions. Always be sure to carefully read your directions. The graph below shows the number of grams of potassium nitrate dissolved in 100 grams of water at different Celsius temperatures. Use the information to answer questions 10 through 13. For this particular lesson, we will only review test items 10 and 11. So now let's look at our test items. So now when we look at test item number 10, we have approximately how many grams of potassium nitrate can be dissolved in 100 grams of water at 35 degrees Celsius. And here we have our four options: A 65, B 60, C 55, and D 50. So now in order to answer this particular question, you want to make sure that you are familiar with your graph. So here we have temperatures at the bottom, and then we have grams of potassium nitrate in water on the side to our left. Okay, so now we're being asked about potassium nitrate being dissolved in 100 grams of water at 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, so now in order to answer this particular question, and let me just highlight that information. Okay, so now when we come to our graph, we see 35 degrees Celsius would be here. Okay, right here. And so when we go up the graph, okay, we see that 35 degrees Celsius is here. This is the point. And then when we go across it, we see that it lines up with 55 grams of potassium nitrate dissolved in 100 grams of water. So in terms of answering this particular question, we know that approximately 55 grams of potassium nitrate can be dissolved in 100 grams of water, okay, which is option C. And so therefore we can eliminate options A, B, and D because they do not apply. And so now we can come down to question number 11, and we have which of the following is the lowest temperature at which 70 grams of potassium nitrate can be dissolved in 100 grams of water. Okay, so now which of the following is the lowest temperature? So in this particular case, we're looking at the temperature for which 70 grams of potassium nitrate can be dissolved in 100 grams of water. So in order to find this particular answer, we're actually going to look at our graph starting with the 70 grams of potassium nitrate in 100 grams of water. So we're going to come here and we identify 70 grams. And now when we go across our graph at 70 grams and we align it to the slope here, okay, it aligns here. So now when we come down the graph to determine the temperature, we see that it is at 45 degrees Celsius. And in this particular case will be option B. Having made this determination, we can now eliminate options A, C, and D because we know that they do not apply. So for test item number 10, we have C, and for test item number 11, we have B. So now Now, I do hope that this lesson was beneficial for you. And what are the takeaways? One thing you want to know is that these particular test items, we're not asking you about your content knowledge base in terms of what is potassium nitrate or water for that matter, or the elements. However, it is asking you to demonstrate your ability to read and interpret a graph. Okay, so in doing that, you want to make sure that you read the information being presented about this particular graph, such as familiarize yourself with the title. The title tells you what the information that will be presented about the graph. And then you want to read your bottom caption as well as your side caption, because once again, they tell you information about your graph in terms of how it's set up. Okay, and will help you to interpret the information. For example, when we looked at item 10, okay, we didn't go to the side caption to answer the question. We actually started with the temperatures, okay, and we identified 35 degrees Celsius and then went up to the line on the graph and across. Vice versa, we actually, for question item 11, we did the opposite. So we started with the side caption, identifying 70 grams, and then we went across and down to the temperature. By familiarizing yourself with the graph will actually help you to answer your test items. So now on to our closing, and good luck testing. So good luck testing. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button down below so that you're notified on our new releases. Also, join us on our other social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.